So it is January 4th, 2020, and this day has been crazy. Just from start to finish, and it's not over yet. But starting at 7 o'clock this morning, I woke up and was getting ready to go to the zoo with amazing friends and family, really. Just precious family that my pastor, his wife, Ian, and the kiddos, and it was a surprise invitation just last night that came up, and I was like totally down. Sounded like fun. I have not been to the zoo in forever, so I've also watched The Lion King 3 times this week, and I'll watch it again. It's so good, the new one. I was like, how has it been like 6 months and nobody's told me about this movie? Anyway, I'm getting ready, and I get a text from my brother-in-law and about my sister's birthday, and I was sick for a few days, experiencing optimal health, and so I've been resting for like 3 days, and my days are all off, and I got the text, and I was like, is it really January 6th already? Like, whoa. Okay, and I look at my calendar, and it's the 4th, and I'm like, today is something. Oh my goodness, like, today is my 7 years sober. And it's funny because I forget every year because I'm free, and I have been free since the Lord rescued me, and that to me was, legit set me free, delivered me from alcohol dependence. I was on death's doorstep, just trapped and crying out for help, and I died. That was the day 7 years ago that I died. I laid down, I gave up, and I have journals, and I'm just keep calm and never look back. This is from 7 years ago, and I just was reading it, and anyways, I'd forgotten it was today, and the second I realized that it has been 7 years, I lost it, because I'm alive. I've been crying. I cried all the way through the zoo. The second I stepped through the gate of the zoo, I was joking. My life is so full of joy. The fullness of, I am overwhelmed with God's goodness all the time, and He's always, He has taken me. It has not been an easy 7 years. It has been hard. And there's been so many things that, alcohol was not my problem. It was me. I couldn't let God, I couldn't give Him full reign in my life, and it caused me a lot of pain and suffering. But it's all for right now. And I just have been a wreck all day. I have been in tears. I don't know how I have any left. But every time I turn around, literally all day, He's just been reminding me, like, He has brought me thus far, and I am held by Him, and He has literally transformed every part of my life. I look in the mirror, and I'm not who I was. Like, the old woman is dead. I died that day 7 years ago. Oh man, there's so many layers to this, like, what He's taken me through, and it's so God of God to reveal it to me in this way. So I walk through the gate of the zoo, and like a flood, because I hadn't thought about it. I just said yes. I've watched The Lion King 3 times. I love the zoo. I want to go see the lions. I want to be a lion. I was joking. But it's really not a joke. Because it really is like who he's made me to be. And I used to think I was rough and tough, and he broke me down and just reminded me of who I am, and that is his child. And I'm kept and I'm held in the palm of his hand. And I tried to run so far, and I tried to find love in all the wrong places, and I tried to find myself in what I thought was liberation, and it was a counterfeit, and it was a lie, and it killed me. I say I was on death's doorstep. No, it like legit killed me. Thank God. But because when it did, and I gave up with a swollen liver, I checked myself into the hospital 7 years ago on the 28th of December, and I demanded that the doctor tell me I was dying, because I thought that was what I needed to hear, because I couldn't find a way out. I was trapped. And I have pictures of myself in a hospital bed and my wrist bracelet, because I was so desperate for a rescue. And I have pages and pages and pages of my heart I'm crying out, but I was still trapped. And I can't explain it, what happened, except Jesus. It's all I've been able to say all day. And I got to share this with the most beautiful, beautiful people that are gifts in my life. They get me on a level, like, because they've been delivered too from alcohol and drugs and that counterfeit life that just ensnares us, literally kills us, and tries to take out so many of God's precious children, and it is real. That bondage is real, and I had to die. And 7 years ago, I laid down in a bed downstairs at the godsend. Like, God sent Nan and Rick Beggs. He gave me a safe place. He gave me a safe haven, and he showed me who he was through them. And they took me in, and they loved me through my darkest season, and my parents that never gave up on me, and nobody should have stayed. I was a terrible human being. I was a liar and a thief, and I didn't know how to love or receive love, and I didn't know who I was. And I was so destructive with people and with myself. And I was trapped. And anyways, he just gave me Nan and Rick to take me in and reveal his love for me, and that safety and that unconditional, man, I was so wrong. I was so wrong on so many levels while I was there, and they just loved me back to life. And that Jesus has been there all the way from the moment I was born till the moment I died 7 years ago, and I'm alive. So he's just been showing me, and all day today, he's like, see, I was there. 7 years ago, I was at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo with my mom, who I believe she had just found out she had a brain tumor, and I was like 13 days sober and I have a picture of her and me in the same spot I took a picture of with Ian, who is a gift that I could never have fathomed. Just, I can't even. Anyways, and The Lion King, how silly, and how just childlike is that for him to show himself in this movie. I watched 3 times in 1 week, and I've just been like, I just see Jesus and the love of the Father so all over that. And I know it's a Disney movie, I don't even like Disney, but I don't see the same. I see Jesus in everything, and just that it's an identity. It's taken 7 years and a grueling and hard 7 years of him breaking things off of me, because alcohol wasn't the only problem. There were so many other things. It was just me, and I had to die over and over and over again. Painful processes that I really struggled through. Probably more than alcohol, I struggled with myself and my unwillingness to surrender. And gosh, there's so much I could probably talk for days just on, and I'm still processing just everything to do. 7 years is, 7 days, completion, perfection. And I'm not claiming to be perfect, but he is. And I look in the mirror today and I see him. I see who he's made me, because there's so much. I tasted death, and he said, like, he held me through that, and that I feel so grateful to have gone through that. Like, literally, my liver was swollen. I was dying. I knew it. I wrote it down over and over and over again. And he's like, I did that for you. Like, we have to get to that point. I had to get to that point where I didn't know. I couldn't do it on my own. I was dead. I was the walking dead. And then I finally gave up. And that's when he he swooped in and rescued me. And I slept for 4 days. I detoxed at Nan and Rex, and I woke up, and I have never looked back. He delivered me completely from alcohol. Like, I was drinking a handle of whiskey a day by myself, no chaser. I had to. I couldn't even get drunk. It was bad. It was so bad. And I knew I was dying. And I said that. I cannot. I am in awe of who God is, and the gift of deliverance and life. And I should be dead, but I am alive in him. And I just wanted to share this to encourage you. No matter what you're struggling with, he's been through it and more. And he can take it, and he can set you free. And I'm living, walking, breathing proof of that. And I will never stop thanking him. And I will he is life. And he is the real high that every addict is looking for, that you don't have to come down from. Like, I have been drunk all day on Jesus. It just, you can ask Ian. I cried all the way through the zoo, because he took me back to that place where it's the circle of life. It's like so silly, but the Lion King is so prophetic. Oh my goodness, I have just been wrecked all day. Just, I can't even put it into words. I've just been crying. I sat and I looked at a monkey, okay, a gorilla, and I started bawling in the zoo. there's all these happy people like, oh, look at the animals. And I looked at this gorilla and I saw him. I prayed for him several times today. Really, that's my life. Because I mean, I can't even. I saw the captivity, and like just now I got revelation on that. I realized why I went to the zoo and I cried all the way through. Not because, I mean, yes, I want to break all the animals out of their cages. I'm not even really an animal person, and the monkeys need to stay in their cages, except for that one gorilla. I saw him, and I realized why it was so significant. Like, I'm crying right now over the monkey. Because he was in captivity, and I wanted to break them all out. It's so stupid. But it's because that was me. Like, he broke down. He broke me out of my cage, my self-made cage. My prison walls were vapor, but they were real to me. Until I could see. And then he set me free. And he's so good. I just thank him. I thank him so much for my mom, my dad, my stepdad. Like, Nan, Rick, I can't even, the list is way too long. I can't be naming people because I'll leave somebody out on accident. But the people that have prayed me through, I wouldn't be here without that. Like, he knew, and he surrounds me like with people and love, and I just see his face and everything. His presence is the present. And I was kind of weird about my birthday because it's never really felt like I didn't do anything but be born. But today I feel honored to be alive because it's him. I get it. I get why his death is more important than the whole Christmas hype. If you know me, you know I got issues with it. I don't do it. No offense to anyone. That's just my own thing. But I get it. I get why his death is everything. And I was in this place even before this, and I just realized, like, I was mourning this whole week. Like, I've been in a place and kind of just down, I guess, but not really down, not like it has been. And it's because it was coming up to this day, and I didn't even know it was coming until it came. 7 o'clock this morning, and I just pulled over to make this video because I can't even put it into words. There's so much, but I wanted to just make a note and give him the glory. I pull over, and there's this huge neon sign that just says Jesus, and it's exactly 7 o'clock. Are you kidding me right now? What? Like, he's so strategic. And he was like, I see you, Jesus. Anyways, I just wanted to share. I'm alive. And it's because of him. And yes, thank you, Jesus, for life. Thank you for deliverance. Thank you for the fullness. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. I love you all of you who have been a part of my process, my journey, and loved me into back to life when I wasn't lovable, and given me grace. I am so grateful. And yeah, that's all I got. Jesus.